In the exciting race of who is going to be America's next non-vice president, there was a tight race between Governor Josh Shapiro, who represented the slightly normal part of the Democratic Party, the one that actually gave parents alternatives to public schools, the one that actually could talk normally to Republicans and work with them, and the one that was not in favor of Hamas, and Governor Tim Walz, a guy who is going to work with the far left, and thus was chosen by the far left. In the battle between centrist Democrats and the far left, between Shapiro and Walz, guess who won? Well, unsurprisingly, Kamala Harris decided to pick Governor Walz. The choice of Bernie Sanders, the choice of the far left, the choice of, yes, of course, Hamas supporters, but not just, because this is not just about Governor Shapiro's views on Israel, which Democrats and the media very much made into the referendum issue. It has to deal with the fundamental fact that the Democrats are going even further to the left, and the Kamala campaign and any potential Kamala administration will go that much farther to the left. How do we know that? Well, very simple. Back when Joe Biden was trying to pick his VP and hoping to pick somebody who would not oust him in a coup, sorry about that, Joe, a funny thing happened. Obama came in, he brokered a deal that gave Bernie Sanders, Elizabeth Warren, a lot of those people control of a lot of the Biden administration. The one thing they did not get, though, was the vice presidency. That Joe Biden sold off to a guy named Representative Jim Clyburn, who offered to deliver the Congressional Black Caucus, the black votes, to Joe Biden, and thus actually made Joe Biden the nominee of the party. This time around, though, black voters, Jim Clyburn, the black establishment, got sidetracked. They got sidelined. The premise is that black people are going to go out and vote for Kamala anyway because, well, she's sort of partially kind of black. And thus, they don't actually need to do any deals with the black political leadership. And of course, guys like Jim Clyburn are very, very aware of this. So are black leaders. They saw this the first time around with Obama, which is why Judge C. Jackson was caught that time on hot mic, vowing to cut Obama's nuts off because he didn't have to make any deals with black leaders. And guess what? It turned out Obama did not have to make any deals with black leaders. He was able just to do that in the strength of how historic a candidate he was. This time around, the Kamala ticket is not going to be worried about black voters. They assume they have those voters in their pockets. There's no possible way they're going to vote for Trump or RFK Jr. We'll see about that because it turns out a whole lot of black men don't even think that Kamala Harris is black. But that's neither here nor there. Bottom line is that the Kamala unity deal, the unity deal is not going to be a deal with conservative and moderate Democrats in the party represented by the Shapiro wing. It's going to be a deal with the far left. And not this time around, Kamala's people have actually given the left. They've given Bernie Sanders. They've given the party's Hamas supporters, the supporters of pretty much eliminating any kind of civil rights and civil liberties for most Americans, the supporters of a massive totalitarian government that will crush us beneath our feet. But their feet, it's given them the vice presidency. It's given them the future of the ticket. This is why everybody from Ilhan Omar to Bernie Sanders to the media is hailing the Walz pick. It's less about Walz. It's less about his horrible record on tolerating BLM riots and corruption by the Somali migrants in the state. It's less about that, and it's more about the fact that the left has now gotten not only most of the future administration, potential future administration, the left has now gotten the vice presidency. Good job, everybody.